How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip, and today we're going to be reacting to the rules of American football. Now, I haven't really gotten into the sport. Like, it's one of those things where I'll play the sport 100%. It's watching the sport that I have a problem with. And like, I haven't really ever played the sport. I played like the flag football version of it, kind of. I was the kicker in high school, so I never paid attention to. I didn't have to learn plays. I didn't have to learn shit. I was like, okay, I got to kick the ball that way. Okay, gotcha. And that's exactly what I did. And so I don't know exactly. Like, I know little bits here and there. Like, I grew up with the sport in the sense of my parents and my brother watched it all the time. I tried to watch it, but there's too many damn commercials. Like, I start getting into it. Like, I start feeling I start feeling my heart pumping. Like, okay, let's go. Okay, and then commercial. I'm like, okay. You know, and then I do. The same thing happens when like they have so many fucking timeouts as well. Like, okay, timeout. Why do you have to have 3 timeouts in a game? I mean, in a half. That's 6 total. Thankfully, they don't carry over because that would be ridiculous. Honestly, what they should do is they should have 1 1/2, and it could carry over into the second half if you don't use it in the first. That should be the most. Maximum right there. 2. That's it. I don't care. Like, that's all that it should have. There's already enough stoppages in play to have possibly 6 timeouts called, 3 on each side. Is stupid. It's so stupid. Personally, I think so. If you're trying to have people get into the sport, like if like I'll go, I'm sure it's a lot more fun if I actually go to a game. But I've never been to an American football game. But, like, I don't know. It's just the commercials piss me off. Like, I'm getting into it. Like the only reason why I'm actually thinking that I should probably learn the rules of the sport, because I watched recently the Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs. I watched, like, the last 5 minutes of the game. My parents turned it on. We were eating and everything, and so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden the Bills, they score. I'm like, okay, cool. And then a little while later they score and they come back and it's like, it's so close. I'm like, okay, this is actually interesting. I'm paying a little bit more attention to it than I normally would in a football game. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then all of a sudden, like, the last minute of the game, literally, the Chiefs apparently take it all the way and score a touchdown. And then apparently, if whoever wins the coin toss wins the game. Unless your defense is actually really good, then maybe not. But it seemed like, the offense on both teams were just killing it. So whoever won it was going to win the game, apparently. So, that sucked. For the Bills, at least. I don't have I don't have a team. Technically, if I chose one, it'd be the 49ers. I would say Raiders, but they don't care about Oakland, so it just seems to be a thing with Oakland that they don't want their sports teams, even though it looks like maybe the A's might stay. I don't know. But anyways, that's a completely different sport. So let's check out the rules of American football. As always, you can check out the original video in the link in the description down below. Give them some love. This is who I normally go to with my sports rules because I don't know. I like it. I tend to like his explanations more. And let's check it out.
Nin explains the rules of American football.
Yes.
The object of the game is for your team to score more points than the opposing team.
Obviously.
Teams are made up of 46 players in the NFL, with 11 players taking to the field at any one time.
Okay.
The field is 100 yards long by 53 yards wide, with 2 10-yard end zones at each end.
Okay.
White markings on the field help players, referees and spectators keep a track of what's going on.
All things you learned
The
very
game
quickly.
starts with a kickoff. The team with possession of the ball is known as the offense, and the team without the ball is the defense.
Yes.
The job of the offense is to move the ball up the field and try and score points. This can be done by either running forwards with the ball, or by throwing it up the field for a teammate to catch. The offense is given 4 chances, or 4 downs, to make at least 10 yards.
Yep.
If the offense manages to move the ball 10 yards or more, they will retain possession of the ball, whilst given another 4 downs to make another 10 yards.
That was a false
On your TV screen you will see this graphic. This tells you what down the team is on, and this tells you how many yards they need to make. If you're also watching this on TV...
Hold up. Yeah, okay. So I mentioned this in a previous video. When I was a child, I was dumb. Like, I was stupid. So these lines, I thought were actually on the field. When my parents would have the game on, I thought that was actually on the field. I was like, yo, do they peel that off the grass and move it? Like, how do the players know? Like, do they see the yellow line? Again, I was dumb. So, yeah, let's continue.
They will also show you the lines they need to cross in order to make their downs. The defense's job is to stop the offense moving the ball forwards by tackling.
Yep.
This includes pulling them to the ground, stopping them from moving forward, or forcing them off the field. If the offense fails to move the ball 10 yards within 4 downs, the ball is given to the defending team at that point. The defending team will then bring on their offensive players and try and move the ball in the opposite direction so that they can score. You will most likely see the offense kick the ball away on 4th down to make it more difficult for the other team to score.
Another thing I gotta add. Why the fuck are there 2 different kind of kickers? Why not just have one kicker do both jobs? They get paid a shit ton of money. You know? Like, am I wrong in saying that? Just, you're kicking the ball. Like, I've done both. In high school, obviously. So it's clearly a different level. And it was flag football. Way different level. But you're kicking the ball. Why do you have to have 2 different positions taking up so much money when you're doing basically the same exact thing, just a different version of it? You're drop kicking a ball. Not that difficult. Honestly, I do need to try. I feel like I should try out for a football team and see how good I can do. And I'm out of practice, so I'm sure I'm not going to make the team. I like to talk shit when it comes to kicking, because as someone that's played soccer or football, as the world knows it, I've been kicking 30-yard. I've been kicking the ball 30 yards, and if I'm warmed up enough, I feel like I can kick 50 yards. I'm not even trying to, ha ha ha, look what I can do. I'm not trying to talk myself up too much. But once I'm warmed up, I feel like I could do a pretty good job at kicking. I'm just saying.
Score. Teams will usually have 3 different units of 11 players that come on the field at different times. They include the offense. These players will usually come on the field when they have possession of the ball. The offensive unit consists of these positions. The quarterback is the most important player on the field, as he's the one who decides to pass the ball up the field, hand it off to a teammate so that they can run with it, or decide to run with it himself. These offensive line positions are usually responsible for protecting the quarterback. The wide receivers are responsible for running down the field to catch the ball thrown by the quarterback. The tight end is responsible for blocking and also catching the ball in the middle of the field. And the running back and fullback is responsible for running with the ball up the field. The defense. These players will usually come on the field when the other team has the ball. The defensive unit consists of these positions. The defensive line is responsible for moving past the offensive line. The linebackers stop running backs coming through the defensive line, and they're also responsible for attacking the quarterback. The cornerbacks try and stop the wide receivers, and the safeties try and stop the pass up the middle of the field. Special teams. Special teams are specialist players that come on the field when there's a kick involved. Within the special teams is a mixture of offensive and defensive players, mixed with either a punter or kicker for offense, or a punt returner for defense.
Yep.
Now you know what all the players do and how the game is played.
Yes,
but how do you score? In American
that.
football, there's 4 different ways of scoring. Number 1, a touchdown. The main way of scoring is via a touchdown. If the ball is carried into the end zone area, or thrown and caught in the end zone, this is a touchdown and is worth 6 points.
Also, why is he using the only one game? I'm just saying. There's other teams.
Unlike in rugby, you don't need to touch the ball down onto the ground. All you have to do is cross the line with the nose of the ball to score.
Which is very
Number 2,
misleading.
extra points. Once a touchdown has been scored, you have the option of kicking it through the uprights for an extra point, or try and pass or run the ball into the end zone for an extra 2 points. Most teams play it safe and go with the 1 point.
Unless you're
Number
down
3,
by an extra
field goal.
You know.
At any time, the team with the ball can kick the ball between the posts and over the crossbar. To do this, they must hand it to a teammate who will hold it down to the ground, ready for the kicker to make a kick. A successful kick scores 3 points.
No, you didn't. Okay.
Number 4, a safety. If the defense tackles an offensive player behind his own goal line, the defending team scores 2 points. The game is played in 4 15-minute quarters for a combined playing time of 60 minutes. High score at the end of 60 minutes wins.
That's how normal
Ties are rare in
works.
American football, and overtime periods are played if necessary to determine the winner. Different leagues have different rules about tie games. Is that it? Is that all I need to know?
No.
Well, you're almost there, but American football is filled with lots of rules, and you'll need to understand a few more of them before playing or watching a game.
This is the part that I need to understand.
For example, fumble. If a ball carrier drops the ball, that's a fumble. Any player on the field can recover the ball by diving onto it. The team that recovers a fumble gets possession of the ball. Interception.
Okay.
An aggressive defense can regain possession of the ball by catching or intercepting passes that are meant for players on the other team.
Yo, they just knocked that dude out.
Both fumble recoveries and interceptions can be run back into the end zone for touchdowns. Sack. If the defense tackles a quarterback whilst he has possession of the ball, this is known as a sack. This is detrimental to the offense as a down is wasted, and this usually results in a loss of yards. Incomplete pass.
Okay.
If a pass intended to a receiver hits the ground first or is thrown out of bounds, this is ruled an incomplete pass. A down is wasted and play restarts from the spot of the last down. Penalty. If a player breaks one of the rules, referees will throw flags onto the field.
What are the rules?
They will determine who made the foul and how many yards his team should be penalised. Challenge. If a coach disagrees with the decision on the field, they can throw red flags onto the field. The previous play will then be reviewed, and if the challenge is successful, the ruling on the field is reversed. If the challenge is unsuccessful and the ruling on the field stands, they forfeit 1 timeout. Timeout. If a team wants to stop the clock to regroup, take a break, or discuss strategy,
Still got way
there
too
are allowed
many.
3 timeouts per half.
Way too many.
Each timeout lasts 60 seconds, and players get a break of 12 minutes at half time.
Oh, okay.
Now
I
this
thought
is
it
a
was
lot
like
to take
15.
in, but once you start playing or watching American football, the rules will become clear. If you found this video at all helpful, please like, share with your friends, rate, comment and subscribe.
Still have so many
It takes me
questions.
ages to make one of these things, and good karma.
I still have so many questions. So one thing that I've noticed in American football, I don't understand. So I pretty much knew all of that. I thought I didn't know as much as I did. Okay. So he didn't even put up the actual list of what you can and can't do. Offside. Is that an offensive thing or a defensive thing? Because I think, isn't there like... Oh, it's going to hurt my brain. So, because I know that there's false start, and then I think it's the same thing as offside, but just on offense or defense. Also, there's a rule where you just throw the ball away, and that's like that's a penalty or something, right? I'm pretty sure. But when you spike the ball to stop the clock, for some reason I thought I saw it one time where no one called intentional grounding. That's what it's called, right? Like I swear, and that's not called. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong on that one. I don't know, but for some reason I don't think I remember seeing that called. Why isn't that called if it isn't called? You know? So offside, false start, intentional grounding. I don't know what else there is. Oh, face mask is obvious. Hit to the heads are obvious. Even though it seems like they do that a lot and it doesn't always get called. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really watch a whole hell of a lot of NFL. So, honestly, I think I was only really into football when I was younger because of the game Backyard Football. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but Backyard Football was my game. You know, like, my brother always wanted to use the mouse and whatnot so that he can have an advantage over me. I learned how to do everything on the keyboard. I'm like, okay, you wanna go? Boop, 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 go. Touchdown. And my brother and I, we kind of made a rule so that we never chose Pablo because he was a cheat. So I always had to go with Pete. You know who I'm talking about. The long ass head. Oh, I loved Pete. He was so fast as hell. My brother always loved the kid in the wheelchair. What was his name? Was it Kenny? Anyway, I'm getting off track. But yeah, I mean, I loved that. Also because my brother and I, we played a lot of Madden like 99 or some shit on the N64. And then eventually we got other Maddens on the PS2, which my brother was a terrible loser. Like, I remember, I don't care, till this day, I beat him one game out of like the hundreds of games that we played. I beat him. I don't care what he says. He stopped the clock right before the game ended, so we were on his pause menu, and he hit the reset button on the PlayStation 2. It's like, no, the game didn't finish. The game didn't finish. Like, what the fuck, dude? What do you mean? I won. I don't care. Like, no, we playing a rematch. Like, no, I ain't playing no more. The hell you mean? You must be out your damn mind. The fuck, dude? No. Like, I finally beat him for the first time ever. I was so excited. Like, yeah, finally. I've learned to not play my brother in sports games ever since. I mean, he's gotten better now, so I will play him, and, you know, we'll trade off wins and losses, you know, wins and whatnot here and there. And now it's a bit more even. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. I think I need to watch more games. The only problem, like I say, I hate the fact that there's so many damn commercials. I cannot get into it because of the stupid commercials. I only ever liked the Super Bowl because of the commercials. Which is funny. It's the complete opposite. I didn't even ever really care about the Super Bowl. I think the only time I ever really cared was when the Raiders were in the Super Bowl. And I had a friend come over. And that's the only time I actually cared, because I had a friend come over and we could make jokes, we can talk, we can whatever during the game. Other than that, like, we have a bunch of food. I'm like, okay. I get up. I got up early, put on the pregame show, watch all the commercials, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. That's literally it. Now I'm just like, whatever. I could care. I can find them all on YouTube now. I don't even have to sit down and wait for all the commercials to come on the TV. I don't know why I said TV like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like let me know in the comment section below some of these extra rules that I've asked about: offside, false starts, intentional grounding, any other rules that are confusing as fuck. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.